Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Welcome to SoulSpace podcast number 29.
29.
Woo!
Woohoo.
Uh, Today, we're going to talk about ways to uplift yourself if you're having a bad day or feeling, off a little bit or in the dumps or
Right?
whatever. Yeah.
Negative self-talk, anything from depression all the way up to annoyance.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we're
Right.
talking the emotional scale there.
Yeah. And winter time is a lot of times when people have trouble with staying up and staying, happy, and
Right.
we
Not a lot of vitamin D up here in the
right.
north, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, we haven't seen the sun much for a month or so, right?
That's true.
At least a
It's
month.
been decent weather for the most
Yeah,
part, but it's there's no sun.
yeah, no sun.
And it gets to us up here.
We might get sun on Sunday, did I see? I don't know, but yeah,
I hope
we
so.
have long stretches with no sun in the winter here, so
Right.
we're starting to feel it a little bit.
So we
But
thought, yeah, uplifting would be a really good topic because we talked about
Yeah.
some different things and ways to pivot when you're not
Right.
feeling the best and things. And so we thought we just bring a whole podcast about different ways that you can uplift yourself and pivot from wherever you're at to an even better feeling. Even if you're feeling pretty good, you could still feel better than that.
Yeah, there's
So,
always room for up, right?
yes, better and better. When it gets better, it gets better.
Yeah, for sure. So, where do we start? Should we just
Why don't we
kind
start
of-
with the ones that we really like to do
Mhm.
ourselves?
Yeah.
And then we can talk about different ways that other people could incorporate that as well. And then we can go through our list because we have lists.
Yeah,
We
we
like
do
this.
have lists. Well, since we have been studying the book, The Magic,
Yes.
one good way is to practice gratitude, to start a gratitude journal, or, write down your things every day that really you're grateful for, or that you're appreciating in your life. And when you write those down in the morning, it'll help you start out your day good. When you do it in the evening, it'll help you sleep really good. And,
Yeah.
you'll wake up in a better mood too when you sleep good at night. So that's one of my favorite ways, is to practice gratitude. Even if I don't write them down, I think about them during the day.
Yeah.
And the more you stay in that momentum, the more you bring to you. So
Absolutely.
really good.
I really like that too, Tracy. And I mean, not just when we're doing the magic, but in general.
Mhm.
And one thing that I really like to do is in my car, I like to do
Yeah.
appreciation, basically a rampage of appreciation. As Abraham would put it, I really like to just, when I get into my car, I start thinking about things that I appreciate in the moment. I
Mhm.
appreciate this. I appreciate that. I appreciate this. And we did a whole podcast kind of about this kind of thing before. So I
Yeah.
won't go into a whole bunch of it. But that's one of my favorite things to do that really gets me in a
Mhm.
better mood, especially when I start my drive, because I have a long drive. It's probably 45 minutes to work every day
Yeah.
on a good day.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I like to do. I'll listen to music and I'll go through my appreciation, and it just feels good because it makes you think of all of the things that are good in your life and all of the things that you have that you can appreciate in this moment.
Yeah.
And when you realize how many things that you do have that you are great and that you like
Mhm.
and that you can appreciate, it just keeps rolling from there. And you realize, wow, I
Yeah.
have a lot of things going for me that I didn't even
Right.
realize. And that's
Yeah.
what's kind of fun about that for me.
Yeah, that's something that's really fun to do, is the rampage
Yeah.
of appreciation. I like to do that when I go for a walk, and
Yeah.
pretty soon you're walking faster and faster and faster. It feels so good.
We're smiling just talking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, for sure. Yep. Another one of my favorite ones is microdance.
Yeah, micro dancing.
Just
Be a
do
nerd
a
and
little
just have
happy
fun.
dance, you can do it in the car. And I love listening to music, and that's another one. So when you're in a chair, you can chair dance,
Just chair
or you
dance.
can dance in the bathroom or
In
in
your
the
car.
kitchen, in your car. Yeah, I do it all the time.
I do too.
We're nerds like that.
Yeah,
Weirdos.
you have to have fun in life.
Yeah,
If
that's
you're not
true.
allowing yourself to have fun, then you might want to consider where you're at.
Right.
Because you should be having fun. You should
Yeah.
make life fun. That's
Yeah.
that's part of being here, is just to enjoy it all.
Yeah.
And to allow yourself to just do those things that feel good to you. It feels good to do little nerdy dances.
Yeah.
We all enjoy it, But
Right.
we're also worried about what people think. Well, when you're alone in the kitchen or you're alone in your car, is there anybody to think about
Right.
you? No.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Just
No one's gonna see you anyway.
You're by yourself.
Yeah.
Have fun and enjoy it a little
Yeah.
bit. And
Yeah.
that really starts to, I mean, it was funny because you and I had talked about this previously about like
Yeah.
little micro dancing or whatever and just having some fun. And I was like, you know what? I do like doing that. So then the next morning after we had that conversation, I danced in my car because I was listening to music. I was like, this is such good music. So I was just dancing in my car by myself. Nobody was around. I'm
Yeah.
on the highway in the dark. Who cares?
Yeah.
And it just felt really good. And it really started my day well,
Mhm.
you know, and it was a really good day. And everyone at work and we were having a great day. And I'm like, we should have a dance party. And they all laughed.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, what would the kids do if they came in and they saw us having a dance party? Well, they'd want to join the dance party. Then we'd
Yeah.
all be having a grand time.
Right.
So, you know, it is really good to allow yourself to
Uh-huh.
do those things that bring you joy, even if they're those little things. And that's really like the essence of life.
Right. Yeah, and those little things build up and make into big things. You know,
Yes.
they really add to your life and add to your happiness in general. And just do them. You don't have to take life so seriously all the
Right.
time. I mean, there's things you need to get done every day and need to do in your life, but you don't have to be serious all the time. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes we get caught up in that, you know, oh, you're an adult, you can't do anything fun anymore. You know, that's
And
not
that's
true.
complete crap.
Right. Right.
100% crap.
Yeah.
There are many things that you can enjoy
Yeah.
as an adult. And one of the things is you don't have to care what other people think about you.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And
matter
you
so much
shouldn't care
anymore.
what other people think.
Yeah, it's none of your business.
Mhm.
What other people
Yeah.
think of you is none of your business. That's one of my favorite phrases that you and I both use.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's like, well, if they have an opinion of you, well, if you're being fully yourself and they don't like that, well, then that's too bad for them because they're missing out on the amazing person that's you.
Yeah.
And so you're supposed to be you.
Right. And don't change yourself to make others like you. You know, you'll attract the people that you're supposed to attract if you're being
Exactly.
authentic and being yourself. So don't try and be somebody else because they're already taken.
Right. You wouldn't be your unique self if
Yeah.
you weren't meant to be that person. So
Yeah.
just a little soapbox
Mhm.
for us to stand
Right.
up for a
Yeah.
minute.
That's one of our core beliefs, I think, is to be authentic. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And we were talking about microdancing a minute ago.
Mhm.
Well, I met your sister-in-law at the place that I went to before I came here. And it was hilarious because I hadn't seen her in forever. And we were talking and I was telling her how much my foot has healed over the last couple of weeks. And I could barely stand on it before. And then I was like, look, I can even do a jig. And I did a little jig in the office in front of, you know, people I don't know and her husband. And we were just like, look, I could do a jig, you know, but that's the thing is like,
Yeah.
I don't care if
Right.
people think that me doing a jig in the middle office is weird. Nobody did either.
No.
You know, I was just being myself and they thought, you know,
Mhm.
that it was hilarious.
Right. And it shows that you're happy.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. You
Yeah.
know, allow yourself to be happy. A lot of people hold themselves back and think, oh, I can't show that I'm happy.
Mhm.
You know, yes, you can.
And your joy rubs off on other people.
Right.
That's
does.
the fun of it.
Yep.
It's like your joy rubs off on other people, even if they're having a bad day or they're a little crabby. Pretty soon you're all feeling better and you're having a good time together. That happens a lot.
Yeah. And that's my train of thought just went out my head. Let me see. Let's talk
happens to
some
me
more.
too.
It'll come back.
How we uplift each other and things.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that is very contagious. You know, when we shine our light, it tells others that they can shine theirs too, and it really helps other people. You can tell when you walk into a room and everybody is real suppressed and you start, you know, being happy around them. It really lightens up that whole mood in the whole room, and everyone else will start to lighten up and start smiling and laughing and communicating, you know.
Yeah.
So it's always good to keep your light bright and not let people dull you down.
Yeah, and what's fun is you can make friends wherever you go. Like I
Right.
said, this place, I know half the employees' names already.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we're like talking about life and things.
Yeah.
And so like I was talking to one of the gals that was helping me today, and then there was another gal that was next to me and stuff. So I was talking to the one gal, and then the other gal and I started talking, and then all of a sudden the other employees who they didn't have any clients in the one, they all came in and we were just all chatting away, you know. So it's like you can have fun in whatever place that you're in.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you're there for,
Yeah.
and it's just a really cool thing. So as you uplift yourself that we're talking about today,
Mhm.
you uplift everything and everyone around you. And
Right.
that can be a super fun experience when you start doing that consistently, how much it can really change your environment and your life and the way that things are flowing. It's like a snowball
Mhm.
effect.
Yeah, it really is. You're going to attract people that are happy and that you want to be around with, and they want to be around you. So
Yeah.
it's always good.
And what do people always want? Positive relationships.
Yeah.
That's a
And they want to
huge
feel
thing.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
They want to be happy. They want positive relationships that feel good to them. And those are two of
Mhm.
the biggest things in life that people want. They want a positive, they want to feel happy, they want positive relationships, they want a positive environment, they want to
Yeah.
feel good at work, you know. And so it's really fun to watch what happens as you
Mhm.
feel better and better, what happens to your life and everything that's going on in your life, how it all starts to change in a positive way.
Right. Yeah, it's awesome. Another thing that I did the other day, yesterday, had a 2 hour drive or 2.5 hour drive, and I listened to a comedy podcast and
Yeah.
I laughed out loud all the way home. It was so fun, and there's so many things right at our fingertips
Yes.
to help us get into a better mood or in uplift. And that is one that, sometimes you forget about too.
Right.
Turn on a podcast, look through the podcast. It's free.
Right.
It doesn't cost you anything, and you can laugh out loud. I
Right.
mean, I had tears coming out my eyes a couple times. It was so funny, but yeah, just look up your favorite comedian. I'm sure they probably have a podcast or
Yeah.
they've been on one. So
Yep.
you
And
can,
even on YouTube, like I have my
yeah,
favorite comedians on
YouTube
like
too.
YouTube and Facebook, and they have Instagram,
Yeah.
so you can find them anywhere. And they have
Yeah.
videos, and they have podcasts, and they have
Mhm.
all these different things that they do stand up, and I love it too. That's one
Yeah.
of my favorite things. Is if I'm ever feeling down, I'll just scroll through my comedians, and
Yeah.
I'll just start watching their videos that strike me, and pretty soon I'm
Mhm.
laughing and I feel better, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, to the next.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so good. And when you do that and you learn to start doing that, it doesn't take as much to get out of those moods.
Yeah.
You'll just pop right out of them. It's easy to pivot, like we've talked so many times about, is pivoting. If you have that list of things in your head or on your phone or wherever that
Yep.
you can use to just
List on my phone
pivot
today.
out of a bad or rough spot. It pretty soon you forget why you were even mad in the first place, or why you were even feeling bad.
Right.
And sometimes there isn't a pinpoint reason, you just do. But there's so many different ways to get out of there. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. And one of the things that can really be the most helpful is taking time for yourself.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of ways to do that. All of us have things that bring us joy.
Mhm.
And so doing those things are wonderful for you. So it's like, for me, I love crafting. I love to make things. So I'll take time and I'll make things. Like I bought myself a Cricut for my birthday, because who doesn't want a Cricut machine? Everybody wants a Cricut machine, not like
Right.
the chirpy Cricut, but like the machine that
Vinyl
cuts
cutter.
things.
Yeah.
Cuts things
Cutter.
and things.
Yeah.
So like crafting, like you like to go for walks,
Mhm.
listening to music. Some
Yeah.
people like to get massages, which is a great way to relax and
Yeah.
feel better.
Any kind of self-care is really
Mhm.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a half hour on the biomat, or a Reiki session with a practitioner, or any kind of energy work is really good too.
Oh, that you
Along with
always feel a
massage.
million times better after
Yeah.
energy work.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. And hobbies, I like that one too. Hobbies and art, anything to keep your hands busy and do something, it really keeps your mind. It's a good form of meditation to do a craft, because your mind is just working on that, and you're not thinking about all the other stuff.
Right. It's much more like singular focus
Yeah.
on the now moment, what I'm working on at this this moment, which one of my favorite self-care things is meditation.
Yeah.
As you well know, as our
Mhm.
audience, if you're watching our podcast, you would know
Yeah.
as well, meditation is one of my favorite things to do.
Mhm. Yeah, meditation is really good practice to have. Um, whether you do it every day or once a week or whatever it is, just to take that time to clear your mind and focus on things that you want, or focus on just quiet, just breathing. It really helps calm everything down.
Mhm.
Works well.
Ground yourself out too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another piece that
Grounding is
self-care is
good. Yeah.
grounding.
Yeah.
There's tons of different ways to do grounding. You can look that up.
Yeah. Right
Walking in
now we
nature
can't do it
is huge.
on the ground. We can't stand on the
We
ground
can't stand on
barefoot.
the ground barefoot right now.
But
Well,
we
we
can go for
could,
a walk. Yeah, we
but your
could,
feet
but
get
your
real
feet
cold.
will get cold. But there's other ways to ground too. You can use essential oils on your feet, or the biomat is a good one. There's grounding mats too that you can get or use, or
Can still walk
so,
outside even though
yeah.
it's cold out.
And you can do grounding meditations where you feel like roots coming out of your feet going into the earth, and that helps you ground.
We have a good grounding meditation we did on one of
We
our
do.
podcasts, so look that up if you want to
Yes.
watch that.
Yeah, that's good. So many different genres that you can get into that
Yeah.
really will help you uplift your mood.
Absolutely.
Another good one is self-expression, and it goes along with the creativity. It can be dancing, it could be doing yoga, it could be doing painting, or maybe you want to start a podcast and do stand-up comedy, or
Right.
do something like that. Just express yourself and be yourself, and you'll find out how freeing that is when you actually get to be yourself and not worrying about what others think, or painting a picture, and it doesn't matter what it looks like, just paint with no agenda. And I like to do that in my workshop,
Yeah.
intuitive painting workshops, and you just let go of everything and every concept that you think you're supposed to do it correctly, and just paint. Doesn't matter if it's your fingers or a sponge or a baby wipe or whatever, you just paint. And it's so freeing to your mind, and it really uplifts you to do something like that, anything like that, that you can, doodling on a piece of paper,
Right.
is fun. And yeah, anything like that, to let yourself go and just be.
Right. Writing is wonderful too.
Yeah, writing is good.
Writing poetry, writing a novel, writing in a journal, doing your gratitude writing. To really, a lot of people, when they get their thoughts out, it feels such a relief.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of writing you choose to do, it can really just be that sense of relief of, okay, I got it out there. And now I don't have to worry about remembering it. I don't have to, I finally have my idea down. And so that can be something too that helps you to relax and feel that sense of relief of, oh, I got it all out. I feel much better now.
Yeah. Another thing with writing too, if you have a bunch of things that keep coming up that are making you feel sad or bad, or experiences or whatever it is, things like that that are kind of on the negative side, if you just write them down and burn them or put them in the shredder or get rid of them, that really helps to actually release them from your subconscious or your conscious mind. So you can get rid of those things, and then they don't come back as often. That's a good thing to do. Yeah, get it out.
We did a whole podcast about that too.
Yeah,
releasing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is one of my favorite techniques, is to write it all out, get it all out there, and then get rid of it.
Yep.
It feels so good.
Tearing it up, that's a physical thing that you can do to really get that frustration out. So
tearing it up. I like to burn it up and then smash it into the dirt,
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's good. I like to use a shredder.
Oh, that's fun too. Yeah. I do like using my shredder. That's true.
It's good. Another one is physical exercise. So doing yoga or walking or running, if you like to run, doing some kind of exercise, doing some planks or sit-ups or whatever it
Even
is.
stretching.
Yeah,
It's
stretching
good.
is
It just
really
helps
good.
like renew the flow of blood in your body and the energy flow
Yeah.
in your body. And it makes you feel better. Like all of the tightness goes away. Sometimes you'll notice
Mhm.
that the hurts that you were having go away. I know for me, the biggest way that I get rid of back pain is exercise.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
I'm exercising regularly, my back doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because you would think the opposite, like, oh, my back hurts, I can't exercise. Well,
Right.
that's exactly the opposite. I
Yeah.
need to exercise and my back hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, we get in those places where we think, oh, I can't exercise because then my back will hurt. But yeah, it's always the opposite.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I don't know where, our mind takes us there, probably because, we have that tendency to, oh, I don't want to do that.
Mhm. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
feels good, but I don't want to.
Yeah. 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 Don't listen to that Krabby Patty Krabby Patty mind.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, there's so many
Yeah.
good things,
Another good one is to call a friend and go have coffee with them, or, go out to dinner with somebody you haven't seen for a while. Go to a networking meeting, if you are into that, if you're building a business or you're doing something where you want to get out and meet some new people. There's plenty of opportunities to do that, and you can go by yourself and meet new people. You don't have to have somebody to go with, or
Right.
even just to go to a coffee shop and sit and people watch for a while feels good sometimes.
Yeah, just being
Or
out
go
and
to the
about.
mall and watch people.
That can be
It's
really
kind of
interesting
cool. Yeah, it's fun.
sometimes.
I like to do that. Before, when I first moved here and didn't know many people in town, I would do that a lot. Just go to the mall and just walk around and watch, see people, and pretty soon people are smiling at you and you can say hi to somebody, and you might see people that that
Right.
are in town from your former town that you lived at, or
Oh, yeah, true.
something like that. So you can make those connections easily and strike up a conversation with somebody,
It can be really fun. Like
yeah.
sometimes you'll meet people that are just super interesting, or people that you end up being friends with for the rest of your life. You
Mhm.
really never know
Right.
what's going to happen or who you're going to meet. And that's kind of the surprise and delight of life, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yep.
Mm.
What are some other? Oh, creative visualization is a good one too.
Yeah.
Thinking about what you want in life or something that you want to learn, and just thinking about it, putting yourself in that thing that you want, or see yourself doing whatever it is that you want to learn, and just thinking about it, or driving a new car, whatever it is that you want to manifest in your life, or something that you've been thinking about doing or having. Just think about putting yourself in the present moment, having that.
Really daydreaming.
Yeah,
Is really what that
daydreaming.
is. Daydreaming,
Right.
like when we were kids and we
Mhm.
put ourselves in those scenarios and all the things that we wanted to do and what it was going to look like. And
Yeah,
that can be something that's really fun, and it's something that really helps you put yourself into the energy of that.
right. Yeah. And it makes you feel good, and plus it's helping to manifest those things that
Yeah.
you really want.
Helps draw them to you with the energy
Yeah.
that you're in, that vibration that you're in of those things. And that can
Mhm.
be super fun too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just looking at you know, books, reading books.
Mhm.
I mean, we both love to read books. And
Right.
we're doing a book study on the magic right
Yeah.
now, which of course anybody can join. Um, and so that's one thing that I always love to do to feel better is to
Mhm.
read one of my favorite books, or read a
Yeah.
new book. I love stories in particular when I'm feeling down, because I could
Mhm.
really get into that story, and then I'm totally in that story, and whatever I was thinking about before is just
Yeah. Yeah.
gone, and then by the time I'm done reading, I'm like, oh, I feel really good, and I feel thoughtful, and I feel relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah. I love to read too. Another one is watching a funny movie, or watching a comedy,
Or one of your
or
favorite movies.
yeah, or binging your favorite series on Netflix or something
Right.
like that, It
Everybody
just,
does that
yeah,
now.
anything to disrupt those patterns in your mind that are keeping you down or keeping you stuck. It's so easy to to find something to get you out of that.
Absolutely. And then like I said, we have like a whole list here
Yeah.
of all these different things that you can do. One thing that is good too, besides meditation, is breathing exercises.
Mm-hmm.
And you taught us box breathing in one of our episodes as well.
Yeah.
And that's really wonderful because that calms down not only your mind, but your sympathetic nervous system. It calms your whole body down. And so that can be really wonderful if you're not feeling great, is to just create that space to do your breathing technique, and that helps you feel a little bit better because you're also getting more oxygen, which also helps your whole system, makes you feel better and lighter.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I do breathe in a lot, when I'm sitting at a stop sign or at a stoplight in the car or standing in line at the grocery store is a really good one to
Yeah.
just breathe. Just
'Cause
breathe.
sometimes it's a long line.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh, another good one is aromatherapy. Using
Yeah.
essential oils. There are different oils that are good to uplift and good to help you feel better. One of them like orange and lemon, the citrus
Yeah, I love
ones,
grapefruit.
grapefruit is good. Yeah,
Which is
that
weird because I
just
don't
makes
like
you
grapefruit,
happy.
but it smells so good.
Yeah, it does smell good. But I love
Yeah.
grapefruit too. I like to eat them. But yeah, those oils are good. Lavender is real relaxing if you're feeling anxious.
Like a lavender lemon combination is
It's
wonderful
really good.
for
Yeah.
uplifting, for that relaxes you and uplifts you at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Bergamot is another one. It's
Mm.
kind of a citrusy smell, and that really helps. Just have it in a diffuser and you can barely smell it, but you're gonna get a whiff of it once in a while and it's gonna feel good. So
Right.
yeah, aromatherapy is part of my daily routine. I love oils.
You have all the oils,
I
yes.
do. Yeah, I love them. Yeah, it's so good.
Really is.
And learning something new too is another good one. If especially in winter, if you know that you always get sad in the middle of winter, start looking for something at the beginning of winter that you could take a class on, or that you could do when it's going to be a time that's hard to get through, or
Right.
feeling a little yucky.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you're in that space, then you can enjoy it as well. And so then
Right.
it just kind of keeps you
Mhm.
moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe another thing would be to plan a little trip. If you're planning on doing something like, say, this summer or whatever, start planning it now and start looking up places you can go at your destination that you want to go to, or looking for different towns that you could visit, or different places along the way if you're driving, or just planning things for the future is a really good way to keep your momentum going and feeling good.
Right. Especially if it's something that you're going to be doing. That's really a way to look forward and kind of enjoy, even though you're not there yet.
Right.
You're enjoying, like, seeing yourself there and doing the activities, and
Yeah.
And that's like a real concrete way of being able to visualize yourself there, that creative visualization that you're talking about, but in a really concrete ways, like, I'm gonna do this and go to these places, which is really where your visualization should be. And I know that these things are coming, but when it's closer, it feels more concrete to you too.
Yeah. And we can go back to last time when we talked about the vision board. You could start working on a vision board for your road trip that you're going to take this summer. Just a little mini board for a certain thing, or a class that you want to take, or if you want to write a book or something, you could start making a little vision board for that. So there's so many things you can do to help get you excited about what's in your life and what you're doing in your life.
Right, absolutely. And I was thinking about, all these things that you can do to get excited. But I think one thing that we forget about a lot when it comes to like taking care of ourselves is really like nutrition.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that because we're talking about like physical exercise and all that, but one thing that's really important is making sure you have nutrients in your body. A
Right.
lot of us are lacking vitamins and minerals,
Yeah.
especially trace minerals.
Yeah.
And so making sure that you're getting a rainbow of foods, and you have supplements for those
Mhm.
trace minerals that are hard to get in those foods, especially ones that,
Right.
if you don't eat a lot of like green vegetables and reds and oranges and
Yeah.
whatever, it can be difficult to get those. So thinking about also sometimes you're feeling down is really a lack of nutrition.
Right. And vitamin D is really, really important,
Oh, it's huge.
especially if you live north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Yes.
We're sun deprived in the winter, most of us, and even in the summer. Well, we have a lot of light in the summer here, but we're not outside a lot.
Mhm.
If you aren't used to working outside, or you don't go outside, that when you work in a building, you go from your house to your car to work, and you're not outside enough. We don't get enough sunlight. So
Right.
it's really important to maybe have your vitamin D checked to see what your levels are. And I'm sure 99% of us are low in the winter, excuse me. So take a good vitamin D supplement,
Yes.
and you'll feel a lot better.
Yeah,
A lot better. And
absolutely.
sometimes you think, oh, am I really going to feel better when I take one? Vitamin D is one that you will feel a
Mhm.
difference when you
Absolutely.
take it.
For
Yeah.
me, when I discovered that my vitamin D was clinically low, I was so exhausted. I could barely make it through my day.
Yeah.
And once I discovered that, and then I started supplementing, I had an immediate change, and it's gotten better and better and better and better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
And I noticed in the winter time, I do need to up it a little bit. So like, instead of taking like 100, I take 150
Mhm.
or whatever. So
Yeah.
it really depends on the person, but that was one that changed my life for the better, because I didn't
Yeah.
realize how low it was until they finally did test me for it, which I'm
Mhm.
so glad that they did, because
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
makes a
Something
huge
so simple.
difference.
And vitamin D is an inexpensive supplement that
Easy
you
to
can
get
get.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And just make sure you get D3.
Yes, D3.
D3
Vitamin
is the good
D3.
one. Yeah. Yeah.
D, little 3.
And you can search about that. We're not doctors. We're not.
I am not a doctor. I don't give
Yeah.
medical advice.
Right.
I'm just saying that really helped me.
Yeah.
And
We
it
go
is
from our
a
personal
thing.
experience,
It
but
is really a thing
it
that
really
in
is.
the
Yeah.
winter time we just don't get enough of it.
Yeah. Yep.
So check it out. Ask your doctor.
Yeah.
Maybe it's right for you. Maybe it's
Yeah.
not, but it's right for most of us. So
Yeah.
I would check it out.
Yeah. Really good.
Mhm.
And you'll see a huge difference in your moods.
Yeah.
And if you've tried everything you can think of, and you can't find a solution, talk to somebody about it. Call somebody, call a coach or a therapist or a counselor, anybody. Reach out, because there are people that are there to help. And we love, part of our practice, both of us, is to help people find their happiness and turn your life into being happy all the time, making that a priority. So and there's lots of good counselors and practitioners out there that can help you, and even
Absolutely.
coaches. So there's a wide array of different modalities and ways to help you. So
modalities and approaches
always
and things
reach
that
out.
you can really connect with.
Yeah.
So just kind of look around, find somebody that you connect with, find somebody that you really are interested in the way that they work, and give that a try.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if the first person you don't really like them that much, try somebody else.
Right.
Because if you're struggling on your own, and you don't really have a lot of support system, create one. That's the
Yeah.
thing, is you're creating your life.
Right.
Create what you need.
Yeah.
You say you need more support in life. Okay, well,
Yeah.
what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
Let's start
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah. One thing, be 100% responsible for your life. You are responsible for your life. Nobody can do it for you.
Right.
They can help you, but you have to take responsibility for that, and become And make yourself a priority sometimes, all the time, really, you
I mean,
know?
you have to
Yeah.
exist. So you're already a priority of
Right.
yours.
Right, yeah, yeah, you are.
Maybe you put yourself up a notch on the list. That
Yeah.
would be a good idea.
Put it up there, yeah. And that's not being selfish. Taking care of yourself is not being selfish, so make that a priority for yourself.
Yeah, they say you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right, yep. You can't. You put your oxygen mask on first. That's what
Exactly.
they tell you on the plane
They
all the
do.
time,
I
so.
mean, listen to the airline people. They know
Right.
what they're talking about.
And it's for that reason, you know, when we get depleted, when you're giving all the time and you're not filling yourself up, that's when you get overwhelmed, and that's when you feel depleted and you know, not good. So
And
you have to fill yourself up.
that's one of the things that we're talking about uplifting, because in order to uplift others, you have
Mhm.
to uplift yourself first.
Right.
Be that example. Be
Yeah.
that example. And then as you lift yourself up, like we said, it has a ripple effect around you as well, and lifts up
Mhm.
everyone around you, as well as
Yeah.
your environments that you're in every day.
Yeah, yeah. Another one is to get enough sleep, and that's
Yes.
a lot of people are sleep deprived.
Yeah.
Especially if you have little kids at home, you know, you have kids around and
Pets.
they sleep, and pets, yeah. So make sure you're getting 6 to 8 hours, 8 at least, you know, 8 is
Eight's
the
ideal.
perfect number there. But get as much sleep as you can, and make it good sleep. You know, if you're having trouble sleeping, there's supplements that you can take to help yourself sleep a little better.
Right.
And making your bedroom a quiet, comfortable place or space for you. Make it welcoming to get in your bed. You know, if you like a lot of pillows on your bed, put them there. If you like, you know, a special blanket or whatever it is, you know, make your room comfortable. If you want to diffuse oils, is good to do at night.
Yeah.
You know, put some lavender oil in a diffuser, or a calming oil, and have that in your surrounding area when you're sleeping, and it really can make a huge difference
Right.
for your rest. There's so many different things to create that, you know, help your, if you like a dark, really dark room, put some blackout curtains up, you know, to keep the light out, or, you know, make sure you shut all the lights off.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that can help you sleep better, do that.
Right. And I like to have an amethyst by the bedside too, because that's
Yeah,
very calming
it
energy. And I love like frankincense in my diffuser. You
That's
gave
a
me
good
that
one.
idea. I love that at
Yeah,
night.
that's a
You
good one.
know, and then, you know, if you like a little bit of like soft glow, a salt lamp is really nice. For like a soft glow, if you like a little bit of
Yeah.
light in there.
I have that
as well.
too. Yeah, yeah. Another one that I like to do is I have a lavender chamomile oil, and I just put it on my fingers and rub it on my temples before I go to bed. Really helps me, and it relaxes my jaw, because I tend to clench my teeth
a lot
when
of
I'm
people
sleeping.
have a tense jaw.
But that
Awesome.
is one thing that really helps to relax the jaw.
And you know what I really like? So if I feel like I'm not gonna sleep very well that night, my favorite thing to do is the Amari's Sleep Plus.
Yeah,
I love that
that's really
supplement. If
good.
I'm honest, I sleep like a log when I take that,
Yeah.
but then I wake up refreshed. Like I
Yeah.
feel like when my alarm goes off, I just feel like my sleep was so much better quality. Like
Yeah.
it's not one of those things, because for me, if I ever take melatonin, this is just me personally, everybody's different.
Yeah.
But if I take melatonin, even a one microgram of it, I wake up, I have trouble waking up and I feel kind of groggy. But with that supplement, with the Amari Sleep Plus, I don't have that. I just feel like I slept really, really good when I wake up, and I don't have as much difficulty waking up.
Right.
And so that's why I like that. So
Yeah.
if anybody wants to try that, it's a suggestion.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing about that product, it gets you into a deeper sleep faster, like into that REM pattern of sleep faster. So it does give you a more restful sleep. And you kind of have to experiment with it. Some people take one or some people take two,
Yeah.
but yeah, that is a good product. I've used that too. And I'm usually a good sleeper. I'm sleeping as soon as I hit the pillow, usually like in a minute I can be sleeping, but sometimes I don't get a restful sleep. And
Right.
I didn't realize that until I tried the Sleep Plus. I just tried it to see what it felt like, if I noticed a difference, because I sleep fast. I go to sleep fast, but I did notice that I really sleep better and have a much calmer sleep, or I don't snore as bad, probably.
Yeah, that probably helps.
So I get a more restful sleep.
Mhm.
So I don't take it all the time, but if I'm feeling like, oh, I didn't sleep very good last night, so maybe I'll try some tonight. So,
Yeah.
yeah. They have a children's form too that's non-melatonin.
Yeah, the children's
And
calm.
yeah, and I have taken those and taken one gummy, and I sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
Sleep really good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if you have kids that don't sleep, get a hold of one of us and we'll give you a link to that product. It's so awesome.
It's really good. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, is I didn't know how the product was going to be when I bought it. I was like, okay, I'll just give it a shot, because every once in a while, I think it's probably tied to like the lunar cycles, because everybody's sleep is tied to the lunar cycles.
And I think we're getting
It's a full moon tonight.
tonight.
Yeah, it's a full moon tonight. So I'm probably gonna take some Sleep Plus tonight.
I think I will too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was I talking about? I was talking about lunar cycles.
Yeah.
What was I talking about before that?
Yeah. The sleep.
Sleep Plus.
I think that your body is different with the lunar cycles. I think you were going to talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not.
No, it wasn't that.
Okay.
I don't know what I was gonna say. That's okay.
That's all right. Yeah.
It's a full moon.
But yeah, anyway, the lunar cycle can be a thing too, why you're not sleeping good. There's something about the full moon. Everybody gets a little different, little wacky.
Yeah, and it's like
weird.
it's the lunar tides too. They've done studies on it, especially on people, in particular with rapid cycling bipolar disorder, and how their shifts in the ups and downs are really tied to the lunar cycles. And that's just kind of an exaggeration of the rest of us. We're all affected by it, but everyone to a different degree.
Right.
But it's actually, the research is more and more and more into the fact that it really affects us humans in different ways. And so it's something to pay attention to for yourself. If you're seeing patterns, you could check into that. Is that part of the pattern? Because that could really help you unlock some things of, okay, well, I can do this, or I can do that, or I can help myself at this time because I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son's fiance works in a social services office, and she's noticed that, and she used to work in an emergency room too before. So she's noticed in both jobs that it's always way busier towards the full moon and at the full moon than it is on a normal other days. So there is a lot to that the full moon does affect people and animals. Animals get crazy. I know my cat runs around the house on full moon. He gets nuts a little bit. So he definitely wants to be outside at night on the full moon. So yeah, it does affect a lot of people. So that could be part of a problem too, that when you're feeling lower and uneasy or different, that's a lot of it. So just remember, this too shall pass. It's just ebb and flow. And if you learn to go with the flow a little bit, things don't get to you so much, or it eases that mood and eases the struggles a little bit.
And even, that self-awareness of recognizing your own patterns, it can be freeing to know, there's part of a why to this. I can see this pattern within myself, and I can interrupt that pattern so that I can feel better and better and better.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a cool experience.
Yep. Anything else? I think we covered my list.
Yeah, so there's so many good things that we could talk about, but I think we've done pretty big list this time.
Yeah, yeah. So try some of these things and let it help you. You know, we don't have to do everything on our own. Well, there's people out there to help you, and you know, there's always someone there to help.
Yep.
Call us.
Yeah, call us. I mean, we're happy to talk to
Message,
you at
send
any
a
time.
message, do whatever, you know, find that support system and those people out there that are willing to help you, and keep a close knit group, or even one person that you can call and say, hey, I'm struggling a little today, can you help me out? You know, go back and watch one of our podcasts about freedom release method.
Yes.
Do some freedom release or some tapping or anything, any of the things we talked about. It's all there to help you to feel better.
Absolutely. That's what we're about.
Yep.
And if you have ideas that you want to share with other people too, please do.
Yeah.
You know, share it down in the comments so then we can all have more and more ideas
Yeah.
of how to uplift ourselves. And we're always happy to hear what you have to say.
Yep.
So please share. We would like to hear from you.
Yeah. Yeah. We love to hear comments.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Carissa, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Light of Hope Healing, and then also my Square site at light-of-hope-healing.square.site.
Awesome.
What about you, Tracy? Where can we find you?
I am also on Facebook and Instagram at Inspired Signals. And I have a website, inspiredsignals.com. So you can find me there.
Absolutely. Or find us here.
Yeah.
Find us on Facebook at our SoulSpace.
Yep.
As well. We're there.
And YouTube.
And YouTube. Hey, look, you're already on YouTube. So
yeah.
Welcome. If you're listening to this later and you're listening to like a voice podcast, then you can find us on YouTube if you know that. So
right. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see you next week.
We're gonna have something great for you next week. We're looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
If you want to join us on our book study, The Magic, let us know. We'll put the link in the comments again. It'll be next Wednesday at 7.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Central Time.
Yes.
We'd love to have you.
All right.
We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.